my good friend, Dr. Tony Alessandra.
Thank you. Thank you. I learned several years ago that there's a big difference between simply making a sale and creating a profitable customer for life. Now, I learned that in my first full-time sales job back in 1966. I was working my way through college, and I figured the best way to earn money and pay my tuition was to go out and sell on 100% commission, door to door. Now, the product I sold was a little unusual. They did not have coaches back then, to tell you what kind of jobs to go into. I was selling cookware, china, crystal, and cutlery. I had my special, my 10-piece set of cookware for $300, 1966. 10 pieces, $300. And 4 of the pieces were lids. Now, back then, my target market was single women between the ages of 18 and 21 who were working full-time. I was 19. It's a whole other story. I was working on my double prospecting system back then. And my target territory was New Jersey. Now, we were taught to get in, make the sale, get out. We were taught never, ever, after you make the sale, never ask for a referral. As soon as you make the sale, get out before they change their mind. And then go back maybe a week or two later, physically deliver the cookware, and it was then that we would ask for a referral. But the way we asked for a referral was unusual, maybe a little confrontational. What's your first name? Kathleen? All right, you don't have to do anything, but just make believe you bought the cookware. And in fact, I have an extra set if you're interested. So let's make believe Kathleen bought the cookware from me, and here I am delivering it. And this is exactly, verbatim, how we would ask for referrals. And I still remember it to this day. Even the body language can't go away. I would do this. I deliver the cookware. I would say, Kathleen, what I want you to do, go get your appointment book. You and I were going to sit down and go through a page by page. And you're going to give me the names of all your friends that you believe should take advantage of the same opportunity you yourself took. Now remember, she's only 18 years old, I'm 19 years old. But notice how I asked. I did not ask, Kathleen, do you have a book? No. Nor did I ask, Kathleen, would you please get the book? No. This was Jersey. Kathleen, get the book and let's sit down. Now, invariably, people like Kathleen would look at me and say, Tony, I can't get the book. I'd say, what do you mean you can't get the book? You don't have a book? Well, you don't have friends. And of course, they would look at me and say, Tony, it's not that I can't get the book. I won't get the book because I don't want you to do to my friends what you did to me. Hey, what did I do? You feel at home, Terry? And she would say, Tony, you sold me. Now, that's what I was taught to do. Did it pretty well. But the way she said it had a very different meaning, didn't it? You sold me. People love to buy, but never want to feel that they've been sold. And this happened over and over and over again. And when it was happening with too much frequency, I decided naively to leave the business, go into another business, but use the same techniques. I thought the problems I was having were because of the product, not because of my approach. So I quit selling cookware and started selling mausoleums. Did that for 1 year till I ran out of prospects. Sold life insurance for a year, burglar and fire alarms for a year. Same results, only made sales, not customers, no repeat business. Rarely did I get a referral. And it finally hit me after 4 products and 6 years that it must have been my approach. So I started looking for another approach to selling that would make me feel good, make my customers feel good, make us connect better, not just make sales, but build a long-term relationship. And what I realized in looking through all the literature and coming up with another approach to selling, which was called non-manipulative selling back in the 70s, I realized that anybody who is in the business of getting and or keeping customers, how many of you fall into that category? Either getting and or keeping customers. Anybody? All right. Anybody who is in the business of getting and or keeping customers has to go through 4 basic steps to get to the ultimate of customer loyalty and customer retention. The very first step would be finding the right prospects. When I cut my teeth in selling, we were taught to sell by the numbers. The more people you call on through the process of elimination and through probability and your closing average, the more people you call on, the more sales you're going to make. So it was just kind of working hard, not necessarily working smart. And what I'm going to propose is that we call on A prospects, and I'll explain this in a little while. Once we have an A prospect, now we have to call on them, and we move into the actual initial sales phase. And here is where we attempt to use our collaborative selling skills or counselor selling skills, whatever you want to call it, where we're matching our solutions to specific customer needs. Now, I believe getting to this stair is pretty easy. And I believe making the first sale is incredibly easy, because all you have to do is overpromise and underdeliver. You'll make a sale every time, but just once. That's it. So if we want to move to the next stair, a repeat customer, what we need to do is create a moment of magic. Now, what's a moment of magic? This is where we consistently exceed customer expectations. When you exceed a customer's expectations, you create a moment of magic. Fall short, you create a moment of misery. Now, many people and many companies, if they can get to this level, they are incredibly happy. And they should be. But there is a 4th stair that many people take for granted. But if you can get to this 4th stair and expand it, your business will grow exponentially. And that's the stair that I call creating apostles. Not just repeat customers, but apostles. Where you create an emotional attachment with them and them to you. Now, an apostle is a raving fan, a business advocate, somebody who is out there in the marketplace preaching the gospel for you, for your company, for your products. How many of you, right off the top of your head, can think of at least one customer that you have who you would truly rate as an apostle? Anybody? An apostle? All right. What value would you put on an apostle? Anybody? Priceless. How many of you believe that if in the next 12 months you can create just one more apostle than you have today, so 12 months from today, you'll have one more apostle. How many of you believe that if you can create that one more apostle, that your business, your revenue, and your profit would go up? How many believe that? All right, so let me get this straight. Almost everybody in here has an apostle. You think apostles are priceless. If you had one more, just one more, that your business, your revenue, and your profitability would go up. So here's the last question. How many of you have an actual written step-by-step action plan to get that apostle? Can I see your hands? And I want you to look around. There's none. None that I can see. None. It's unbelievable. We know they're priceless. One more, our business would go up, and we don't have a plan. We think they just happen. And for some of us, it may happen that way, but I'm going to go over a step-by-step, 3-step process that I absolutely guarantee you, if you stick to this 3-step process, not only will you have one more apostle, but you will double the number that you have today. And let me tell you something, it doesn't take many apostles to have a significant and sustainable impact in the marketplace. I want everybody to go for this magic number. Everybody within 3 years should hit this magic number where it's significant and sustainable in our marketplace. How many would that be? 12. I don't know what it is about that number. I love that number. 12 apostles. We all know of at least one person who had 12 apostles to this day has significant, sustainable impact in the marketplace. Am I right? I got to tell you, somebody corrected me, Brian. said he only had 11. One went to the competition. Hey, I'm not going to split hairs. We're all going to shoot for 12 apostles. Here's the 3-step process. This is worth its weight in platinum. I have to use platinum, not gold. So let's go to this 3-step process of creating apostles. First step, I simply want you to look into your customer database and write down the names of those customers who are really true apostles. These are people who go out of their way to tell others about you. They send business to you. So write down the names of your apostles. The second step, this is a little tougher. As you're looking at these names of apostles, what I now want you to do is to reflect. What do I do with these people that I don't do with my other customers? Or what do I do with these people that I do with my other customers, but I don't do it as well, as much? So write down specifically what you do with them. And here's the third step. So far, it's pretty easy, isn't it? The third step is what I want you to do is write down the names of twice as many customers that you have who are not yet apostles, but you feel that with the proper attention, you can convert them to apostles. So if you have 3 apostles written down in number 1, you're going to write 6 names that you're targeting in number 3. 4 apostles in number 1, you're going to write down 8 names, just twice as many. That is it. And I will tell you that over the next 12 months, if all you do with these people in number 3, do the activities that you wrote down in number 2, and I can absolutely guarantee you're going to convert at least 50% of them. So in other words, you're doubling every year. This works. I've been teaching this for years, and individuals and companies that use this concept swear by it.